Well, I want to first thank you guys for being here and enjoying this experience with us. My hat goes off to Grambling State, like literally, he's sitting down right here. I thought those young ladies did an amazing job. Coach Murray did an amazing job with his team this year. They were able to roll off in the regular season about 10, 12 games in a row. They were probably the most consistent team in conference this year. Coming into this tournament, I saw it again, them being more consistent. But down the stretch, I thought today we just was able to finish. We were finishers today. So I'm excited about us being able to finally finish at the right time.
Questions?
Yeah, Johnetta, this is Michael Lewis, Rebirth Sports, and well, now you guys are headed into the NCAAs as being champions as well. We do know that it's a tough bracket you made of going into the possibility a little bit. What are your feelings are you made to go into the possibility of the bracket where UConn may be standing or Baylor? Or how would you prepare for that?
Honestly, I haven't thought about it yet. I want to enjoy the moment right here with these young ladies today on what they've accomplished, and then we'll prepare. Someone asked me this question last week, and I responded by saying I'm worried about Prairie View. Not UConn, not Baylor, because the toughest thing is who we're playing here today. You know, the impossible can always be done. Rhetorical, but it's the truth. And so they have nothing to lose going into the NCAA tournament. Nothing at all. All they have to do is go have fun and play. And we'll come up with a game plan, and I want them to just try to follow that game plan, stay disciplined, and grow and get better. Because hopefully they get to see it for a few more years, returning, you know, for Chynna 3 more years, and for Breasia and Joyce 2 more years.
Coach Josh Cook with the Associated Press. What does this mean to get to the dance, the big dance, for the first time in this program's history?
It is a wonderful opportunity for our university, for people to see Texas Southern University and our young ladies, but also for athletics. Again, it's the first time that these young ladies have had a few firsts this year, and I'm excited to be a part of their first opportunities doing things that are special for the program, for the institution. So it's a big deal, and I think I haven't really realized it yet. I know, but it hasn't really hit me yet. I think it's finally hit them. Joyce had a moment, and they kind of been celebrating in the back and enjoying themselves, but they've done something special. We talked about the Morgansons, Namisha Sophas, the Brianna Sidneys, who played in the scene for 4 years and never got an opportunity to do just this. Now, she paved the way for them, in a sense, but she never had an opportunity to do this. Kiana Vines, who was Defensive Player of the Year, is now playing in Greece. They all received a message this morning. I can imagine where my phone is saying right now, because they act as if they played in this game today. All week long, they've been saying stuff. And I don't know if they said anything to them, because I asked them to kind of just let them be. But they definitely have been expressing their concerns. We dropped Valley this year, and SWAC to Pine Bluff, and they was like, what's going on? What's the problem? There's an expectation that's been set. And I had to explain to them that Valley's all right, and Pine Bluff's actually really good and well coached, you know. So the expectation has been set, and now they have to try to now reach the bar over and over again.
Coach Mark Gray, HSRN. Coaches by nature talk about the journey, talk about embracing the journey to get here after all you've been through and to finally realize it.
If you only knew. But even with that being said, it has been a journey. But the 3 young ladies who sit here have been a part of the journey, have been the most consistent young ladies I have with this program. So they don't give me any problems. I yell and fuzz a lot, a whole bunch, but it's usually about basketball. Nothing off court. They're great individuals. And I always say, if you have, you know, a good person, they'll be good players. So they kind of start to train, but the journey definitely has been long. I remember losing games in overtime with Corpus. Games I know we should have won. We were right there, and we couldn't finish early. New Orleans, just different things that we experienced. We lost a kid early to injury, Stephanie, and Stephanie can help this team. She'll be back next season. We let go of a few players, our backup point guard. So now Joyce has to play 38 minutes a game, 40 minutes a game. So we've had a lot. We've endured a lot this season. But the best thing is to overcome adversity. If you can overcome adversity, you can face anything. So everything we do with basketball, we try to give it back to our life lessons. And hopefully they take this with them. So when you get on the job or something go wrong or anything happen, you know how to get past stuff and move on and show faith. So they've done a great job. And I know that these 3 young ladies sitting here love this program, love their coaches, vice versa. So it's made the journey interesting, and it's made this championship even sweeter because it's with them.
Can I follow up?
Yeah, go ahead.
The 4-year journey is the one that I'm talking about.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Because you had, you know, I know every season presents its own, but to build, to, you know, not get the chance to compete one year, to get so close, I mean, your journey is a little bit different than a 1-year odds.
Well, I think that was the reason why those young ladies were sending those text messages. because they wanted them to understand how important it was. And so for me, even in bad moments, to see them come out on top and be positive, because the positive effect is them still being bought in to understand we're all graduated, we're gone, we don't have to have anything, we got our rings, we don't got banner, but they're still vested. So this journey is well worth it because they understand the importance of it to me and also to them. You know, a few of them had a chance to play with Joyce and Breasia. So they were young and they were the little kids on the team and nobody paid attention to Joyce. Joyce was our first string point guard last year who did not get in their practice for a little time, right? So the journey is great. It's been traveled. We've seen the impossible actually happen with the fight. And again, it's been a learning lesson, and I tell all our recruits, I tell anybody that anything can happen. We just got to understand that we need to stay poised. And I know they wonder why I always say, hey, you know, control your emotion. They're like, we're not even that kind of group. But I have to make sure I say it over and over again, more so for me, to remind them that anything can happen. But that's not who my young ladies are. And again, I think that's what the other group was. But they showed me when push come to shove, things will happen.
Johnetta Perry, TSU agency, wanted to ask a follow-up question to Mark Gray and take it back in terms of this season. There was a point where you went, lost 3 out of 4. A lot of the chatter around started questioning, is this the team that could do it? This is after you rolled off like 9 or 10 straight, go to the top of the poll. How do you push that aside, and what do you say to your team to reel off what you've done at the end of the season, ultimately leading to this co-championship, regular season, and championship for the
We keep
tournament?
pushing, you know, we keep pushing past any of that. I really didn't hear the chatter, but I wouldn't have cared anyway. That's kind of a personality thing for me, I think. And unfortunately and fortunately, I think they take my personality now. And I teach them how to show face at times, but they do take my personality on things of not caring about stuff you have no control over. All we can do is give our best effort and come back the next day and keep pushing. And I think they did that, and they've shown everybody, chatter or those who support, you know, we're okay, and hopefully we can keep growing. This team is young again, and they have a lot of work ahead of them. The offseason probably the hardest offseason they ever had, because now you got to come off of winning some championships and somebody tell you you're not good enough yet. You got to keep doing this. So that's what I'm looking forward to after we get past this NCAA tournament.
Question here first.
Coach, going back to the game in terms of preparation, obviously in a game like this, when you're in a third meeting, if you will, after what the results were earlier in the season, talk about how do you prepare in a game of this magnitude versus a team that you played twice in the regular season? I mean, do you plan the same way, knowing what you know from the past results, or do you kind of try to modify some things? What's the mindset going into a game like this for the third time?
I'll make you laugh. These kids will start coaching themselves. In a sense, we went to shoot around today, and it was the most relaxed shoot around. I think I was more nervous than they were. The game plan was to not let them go downhill. You let Chicago Hill get going, and this game is over because she'll get everybody to move and get the ball. They play basketball. I said that yesterday. They are players. They're gamers. These kids can play, and so we wanted to slow them down. That was it. Slow them down, make them think about passes here and there. And early on, they came out on us like some game busters. They were going. And we just had to find a way to will our way through it. They creaming us on the boards, smallest team in the conference, but our rebounding the biggest team in the conference. So they have a lot of heart. Their effort was great. But again, down the stretch, we made a play here and there. Chynna made a play here and there. Breasia come up with one and deliver the pass, something she hadn't been able to do earlier in the season that she's doing now. So at one point, Breasia turns to me and she calls out the defense. She changed it on her own. She the boss of me and the boss of our defensive coach, Coach TJ. And we stayed with it. And then we give up a rebound. She said, Coach, I said, we just gave up a rebound, didn't we? And she was like, all right, leave it alone then, you know. But I like the fact that they're vested enough to give their opinion. Now, I may not agree with it all the time, and sometimes we will try it because they're out there. They see what we don't see, and they feel the game better than we do. So I appreciate her for saying something. I told her today, it's the first time ever I've seen her give as much as she did, not on the points and the stat line, but vocal and leading this team. Everybody see Joyce's points, but I see what she was saying and how she was keeping everyone locked in. So if she can do that for 30 games next season and the season after that, we ain't good for we're a pretty bright future.
Question from Centauri.
Yeah, two questions really. The first question is, you guys offensively did something today really that was more effective this game than it was in the last game against Grambling. You guys were able to set the high screen and really free up the shooters for 3-pointers. And in some cases, they were setting up one play and then would come back to that same play. Talk a little bit about that offensive kind of switch and transition.
Well, we thought that we wanted to really get Joyce going downhill, put Breasia in a situation where she can rebound the ball, and also get Chynna on the weak side where she can clean up the weak side rebound. And we know if we free Katie up for a few shots, she'll roll off a few. So that was our game plan going down. They did make an adjustment after halftime to it, and so then we had to adjust. But He got us some looks early with getting Joyce down the hill for a layup or either to the free throw line. And then also, Katie nailed, I think, 2 in a row just off of those plays. It was different sets, just running to the same thing. But really trying to go downhill again, and we felt like they played the screens pretty flat, so it gave us an opportunity to look at shots. I just didn't want us, and I didn't like us taking the early shots from the shot clock because Grambling did a good job of packing it in and getting in their 1-2 zone. And they've done that to us both times, and that's hard to prepare for the third time because how do we pull them out of it? So we're just trying to find ways to pull them out of it to extend. And Joyce hitting the shot from behind the arc helps too, because now they have to come out and play a little bit higher.
Second question I had was for Joyce, because you started out, as good coach alluded to, as a third-string point guard, and now tournament MVP. Talk about your journey from being there and then now being kind of the leader of the team.
Well, really, coming into college, I knew it was going to be hard because they had a senior point guard and a transfer from another D1 to, Texas Southern. So I knew that I had to work hard to get my spot.
Coach Leah, with after the whistle, this question is for Chynna. So you're coming in, you're all SWAC. Talk a little bit about how you're celebrating now and how you're going to prepare for the the NCAA. Hey.
Well, I'm just going. I like that we won. I love that we won, but we still got to be focused because we're getting a chance to do stuff that other people didn't. So I still want to be focused. So when we go into the next game, we can do more things. Like she said, it's our first for a lot of stuff. It can be our first game going to the NCAA and then actually winning the game.
Final question.
Thank you.
Michael Lewis, Rebirth Sports Network for Breasia, Chynna, and also Joyce. What kind of a coach has Coach Perry been for you guys this year? And since the time I know putting you guys on the spot. You can be honest, it's no problem.
I go. Well, actually, she's a great coach. All of the coaches are great coaches. They always, even if we're like messing up and stuff like that, she might yell and fuss at me, but I know at the end of the day she's going to tell me what I need to do in order to pick up my game and stuff like that.
For me, I think she's a great coach on and off. Even though we're away from home, she knows how to have an open door policy and put on her mother's shoes. I think she's a very amazing coach.
For me, all the coaches are a good part of my life. Coach Roy, he gets me focused, tell me what I got to do, and be very earnest. I think all the coaches are very earnest. That's why I take it, and when they get on me, I take it. So it's a learning journey. Like they do a good job at their job. So I appreciate it, and it's a blessing just to play on this team.
All right, thank you very much. Appreciate it.